Hello everyone, welcome back to What the Hell. This is the series where I compare a live action to a manga or manhwa counterpart, and this is of course the Sweet Home one. Today we're going to look at chapters 21 to 70 and episodes 3 to 6. The reason it's a large amount of episodes and chapters is simply because the Netflix series is so long-winded that there's not enough content to do 2 episodes with the corresponding chapters, because it's just, well, you'll see after the intro. Okay, so episode 3 is basically a large monster fight between the half-headed monster and the protein monster. It also includes elements from, like they spend 5 minutes on destroying the dress in one scene, and then they spend like 15 minutes flipping between the fight and people reacting to the 2 monsters. There's nothing really that can be said good about episode 3 except the monster fight and the use of graphics and the use of practical effects. That's the only thing that made the episode stand out. There's this little bit where Lee Hyun-hyuk, that's the guy with glasses who kind of takes charge of the group, and he sends Cha Sun-yu, who is the protagonist, into danger a lot, and no one really calls him out in the live action, whereas in the manhwa they do. In the manhwa, right, towards the end of 3, beginning of 4, he sends him upstairs to collect the tanker engineer guy because they need more stuff fixed, like they need the elevators fixed, they need the lighting fixed, and the barricades more protective, so they send this poor guy basically by himself in the Netflix series, and in the manhwa he goes up with the mobster looking guy who is Pyong Sang-wook. Pyong Sang-wook is treated rather badly in the next few episodes, where he just grunts, he doesn't really communicate to people, and though it looks like he's going with him, he's only going for himself, if you understand. He doesn't really care about anyone. He's got this really weird side mission that lasts a few more episodes, where the tape guy he had in the beginning is a serial killer, which doesn't happen in the manhwa. In episode 4 is just basically a large voting scene that, although it's a really poignant part of the manhwa, in the Netflix series it just drags on for too long, and again, no one calls anybody on their tempers, or they want to have tantrums, every person, and the person who has the least tantrums now is the person who had the most tantrums in the beginning. So yeah, that's the protagonist of episode 5. Is basically, there's a lot of going and forwards. They introduce a new character with a bald guy who actually has like hair in the Netflix episode, and they introduce another female character, and there's like a little fight scene with some fire, which is better done in the manhwa because they actually learn how to kill the monsters better, and they've killed at least 2 in the manhwa by now, whereas in the Netflix series they've maybe killed none, or 1 maybe, because the protein monster kills like 2 at the end of episodes. He kills the blood drinking monster in 1 episode at the end, and he kills the half-head monster in 1 episode. It's really, really stupid, but it's like literally the monster graphics are the only thing that's saving the episode. In episode 6 is probably the worst of them, because it just goes completely off the rails in 5, and then in 6 it just goes into outer space. It's that crazy. The mobster guy, Pyong Sang-wook, finally kills the guy who was taped up, and you have some flashbacks with him being a serial killer and him being paid to find him and kill him. He basically kills him and dumps him outside, and at the end of 5 and in the beginning of 6 you have a little bit of exposition with him, why he did it with the serial killer motive and stuff, but it doesn't explain how he got back in the building, because apparently you can just wander in and out of the buildings that you find, except if you're firefighter girl, who basically gets told to sod off in episode 6. And if you're wondering why this is so random, it's that random in the Netflix show. It really is. And if you like the manhwa, by episode 6 you'd either be going insane or hating the adaptation so much that you would never touch another Netflix adaptation again. Why can Netflix do Castlevania really great, and there's a complete barrel of insane frogs who are trying to audition for ballet or something? That's the only way of describing it. Anyway, so it basically ends where Lee Hyun-wook is kind of called out for being an asshole, whereas in the manhwa he's actually headbutted, well, baseball bat girl, Ji Sun-yu, and Ji Sun-yu and Cha Yun-soo have a better chemistry. They're friends, they're starting to like each other. Again, that's basically ignored, and everyone's just having a tantrum. Everyone's just having these weird tantrums. It's just like a soap opera with monsters now. So that's it. Episode 6, towards the end, it does have a scene from chapter 70. That's how I know what scene it is. The toupee guy who owns the shop, whose name is rather unimportant because he doesn't really do anything in the series, gets killed by his wife finally. basically. So, the woman who was married to the two-player guy bashes his skull in a rather gory scene. She does do this in the manhwa as well, in chapter 70, and it's rather graphic. And kind of like she gets through to him and then gets an apology for all the shit that he put her through, like at the last second. So it's supposed to be like closure on her and her husband. In the Netflix series, similar, but the monster design is just like grey tinsel on the guy's hair as a wig. Okay, that's it. That's the best thing I can say. So the monster effect of this guy is terrible. Okay, going from that, we cut to, remember motorcycle firefighter girl? Well, she's back, and she finds her old boyfriend's tablet in the middle of the city, of course, without any monsters spotting her. And then, all of a sudden, she's ambushed by some paramilitary type police people who were not in the manhwa and have not been explained yet. So yeah, they're just pulling more random plot lines without any actual correlation to the manhwa. So that's the final scenes of episode 6 for you. And I use this term a lot for things that I read because I like a lot of dumpster fires. But this is not a dumpster fire. This is an entire, city dump fire. This is like living in pollution land. It's that bad. Yeah, so there we go. So the next episode will be the final 4 episodes and probably the rest of the Manhwa chapters. I'll have to compare them with, or maybe they won't. Maybe I'll do some weird spin-off with Shotgun Boy or something. But maybe they won't. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. Thanks everyone for watching again. See you next time on What the Hell, and see you next time on my other videos. Thank you. Bye.